Hello and welcome to A Word with Pastor Flowers. Today in the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verses 16 through 18, we find in the New American Standard these words. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to give you an answer concerning this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the fire of the blazing furnace. He will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But even if he does not, let it be known to you, O king, that we are not going to serve your gods or worship the image that you have set up. Here we have an example of the faith that God desires, the faith that truly pleases God. We have here Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They're in Babylon as slaves. They've been carted off from Jerusalem. And the king, Nebuchadnezzar, has sent out a decree that he's going to have the horns blow, the bagpipes, music is going to sound, because he has made this golden image, this God, that he wants everyone to worship. So his decree is when you hear the music, bow to worship. Whatever you're doing, stop at their very moment and worship the God that I have set up. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you're doing, you bow down and worship this God when you hear the music. And it works well. Everyone does it. When they hear the music, they bow, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And the first thing that we must learn and remember about these three young men is that these names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were really their slave names. Their actual names, Shadrach's name was Hananiah. Meshach's actual given name was Mishal. And Abednego's actual given name was Azariah. So they're already showing us how to have faith in exile. They're slaves. They've been ripped from their land. Their names have been, they've been given new names or slave names, but they're still worshiping God. How we have the king, he brings them before him because they have not bowed. And he says, look, I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to give you another opportunity. I'm going to have the music begin. And when you hear the music, just bow and we're good. Just bow down and we're good. You can go on about your merry way. They say, well, king, you know what? We don't have to answer you. You can have the horn. You can have the music, the bagpipes. We're not going to bow down because we only bow to our God. And our God is able. We're not worried about your fiery furnace. We're not worried about what you are able to do because our God is bigger than you. And he's able to deliver us from this furnace, and he's able to deliver us from your hand. Their faith in God, their trust in God is that God is able. Then they take it a step further when we see the faith that God desires. They don't put these conditions on God. What they say now is, King, even if God does not, a but if not kind of faith. Even if it doesn't work out the way we want it to work out, even if it doesn't work out the way we think it's going to work out, we're still worshiping God. That's the faith that God desires. But if not kind of faith. If I lose this job, God, I'm still going to trust you. If my marriage ends in divorce, God, I'm still going to bless you. If my child does not come in, if he or she is still out there strung out and living a way that does not please you, I'm going to keep praying for them and I'm going to keep trusting you. Doesn't matter, God, if everything falls apart around me, I'm still going to trust you. If it doesn't work out the way I want it to work out or the way I think it should work out, that's not going to stop me, God, from obeying you. It's not going to stop me from trusting you. It's not going to stop me from worshiping you. It's not going to stop me from loving you. That's the faith that God desires. And what happens when they wind up in the fiery furnace? King looks in, first of all, when they're thrown in, the people that throw them in burn up by the fire because it's just that hot in the furnace. The king looks in, he says, wait a minute. I know we put in 3, but I see 4. And one of them looks like the Son of God. When you have to go through the fire, when it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, remember you're not in it by yourself. God has promised to walk with you every step of the way. So even if this sickness, even if what I'm going through is to death, God, I'm still going to trust you. and I'm still going to praise you. I'm still going to worship you, and I'm still going to love you because I have the faith that will allow me to trust in a God who's able to do whatever I need him to do in my life. God bless you and have a wonderful day.